to make that
he forgot? It was in my head, but I forgot. Which is this. People are saying we can't wait for the moment. Accept it. But there is something that is going to happen in this city. This is a London event, which could unite virtually everyone on the left, which is that if we have a situation which we do, Boris Johnson is going to defeat virtually any Labour candidate, fine, they mostly be the same. Here is a chance not for a big general election, but to find a candidate to oppose Johnson as Mayor of London and unite the entire London left against him. That is possible, and I'm not saying we can take any decisions here, but it's worth thinking about.
Do you want to start, Terry?
No.
I'm excused on grounds of age.
Comrade Eduardo from Podemos.
Okay. Too many questions and too few time. I'm going to make just 2 points. Concerning the relationships between movements and political parties. There seems to be, this might not sound very nice, but I'm going to put it nicely. There seems to be a major trend in the left that advocates for this kind of argument. Let's call it the transition from the social to the political, which means that you have to accumulate a lot of social power from below, through movements, through solidarity networks, through every means available whatsoever, in order to be able to build a political party strong enough and good enough to stand in elections and enter properly the arena or the field of electoral politics. There is a huge discussion about this transition from the social to the political. This is very well known, but my point is I don't believe in the transition from the social to the political. I think there must be tensions, and tensions are good when it comes to the relationship between movements and parties. No party can be the party of the social movements, because many things that happen every day on the grassroots level have its own autonomy. The social is somehow autonomous. Social movements don't need political parties to organize them or do anything, to be ahead of them, to be behind them, whatever. No, I think those things should be not separated, because they are going to be linked all the time, but had some tension, because without tension, the process could be get frozen. And I think to keep the process going, there must be this kind of, I call it tension, but it might be sometimes harder than that. So this is my point. Second point, with regard to the left and the right. We use 2 words in order to mean what Kate has summarized: solidarity and all that things. We use popular unity instead of left unity. And why do we, or instead of left, why do we use popular unity, which is a word or a couple of words that we like a lot? For many reasons. For instance, the Labour Party in Spain has the socialist in it. It's the Socialist Party of Spain. So, socialist and workers' party. So, this means something, and this belongs to the common sense of the Spaniards. Socialist is not socialist as you think it is here. It doesn't mean the same thing. It doesn't mean the same. Why should we keep the signifier? Why should we keep the word? We don't stick to words. Why? If the meaning is different, let's forget about it. Socialism doesn't work in Spain. The same applies to left. United Left is a party of the left in Spain, which is a party of the establishment. There are very nice people there, fighting a lot in the social movement. It's a party of the establishment. And left means, yeah, well.
Isn't the Popular Party the right-wing party in Spain?
Yeah.
It's in the popular word.
Yeah, but the thing is that we don't want to use those words because we live in different countries, we have different political cultures. We don't have a democratic culture as the UK has. In 1975, we were under a dictatorship. We have a different history. And we think that using different language can actually help developing policies that, are mostly inspired by the left. And there's nothing wrong with that. But we won't stick to words because we are in a different situation and we've had a different political transition and we've experienced different political processes in the last 40 years. And the Conservative Party in Spain is named Popular. Yeah, and it's a joke. And we make fun of them. And we make fun of them all the time. Be popular, my friend. Be popular. Thank you.
You finished, thank you. Wasn't sure whether you finished that point or you finished the point.
Yeah.
Thank you very much, Eduardo. And our last speaker, Marina.
I think a lot of the stuff that I would like to say, they have already been said, but I'll try to make a quick summary. The movements are not a party and a party is not a movement, but what we are saying today, at least for the parties like Syriza and for left unity, they have in some way to work together. That means that while we had these big movements in Greece, they are shaping or forcing our parties to shape and become something new as well. Syriza is not called Syriza. Apart from Syriza, which means Coalition of the Radical Left, lately it has another acronym, which is Social United Front. Now, we don't use it so we don't confuse people from other countries. But it was there as a signifier. Yes. But it was there as a signifier in order to show this transition of the party, that it's not the party, the old type of leftist party, but a party, it's still a party that opens to something new. Now, in terms of the left, I think Tariq said quite a few of the stuff that I had to say. And in terms of unity, let's play with words, yeah? Let's say conservative unity or fascist unity. It sounds like a joke. For me, unity and the left go together. And that goes to what you were saying, that there are some basic principles. But apart some basic principles that I would like to claim for the left, and it's equality and justice, there are other things. It's my history, and it's other things as well. I mean, a short story. My mom comes from an island in Greece. If you ever want to go on holidays, I'll give you the coordinates. But this island was the place of communist exiles. So during the Greek dictatorships, this is where they were sending that's the word we used, communist. Now the island, of course, the people in the island, they were not communists themselves, and the people who were going there, they had other things in their mind than preaching. But through coming together, a lot of these people changed. Not because somebody was telling them about their Lenin and these things, but because the left had a certain ethos. And that's what I'm saying. We have to bring in the front, not the left as the canon, the Leninism, the Maoism and so on, but the ethos which is left, which has, as Kate said, to do with justice, and it has to do with equality. And I'll stop here.
Eduardo has one more point to make. I've then got a couple of points and announcements right at the end, so don't leave just yet. Eduardo.
Well, it's just a very basic point. Everything I've said, everything I've emphasized with regard to how Podemos does politics, would be just impossible without the help of other countries, especially southern countries. And whatever is going on in southern countries in Europe and in other places in the world is not only inspiring, but absolutely essential to everything we do. And this is something, it needs to be emphasized. Whatever's going on in Spain, it will have to do with what happens in Greece, what happens in Italy, what happens in Portugal. And I get the feeling that our future is strongly interconnected. And we are going to need a lot of help from the north. A lot of help from the north. That applies to Spain as well. We need to learn from your processes. We need to learn from you. And this is why we are here. Thank you.
Thank you.